Hey, so we made a lot of updates, especially to the engineering insights part of the platform. So I wanted to walk you through kind of what that looks like, right? So first, we've kind of added a lot more different types of analytics. So first is overview, here where you can see kind of overall stats of team's output rate. You can see it daily, monthly, per week across different teams. So you can see how that's kind of changing or improving. As you can see, kind of our velocity has improved over time. Then output per type, how that's changing across like innovation, KTLO, bugs, features, review turnaround time, and this is like engineering output. Then if you want to look more detailed into like specific AI analytics, this is the amount that you saved for a number of engineers, how much they're using AI for most of their coding. This is kind of looking at Cursor versus Claude and usage metrics across time. Again, you can kind of see the higher pattern trends, and we started using a lot more Claude recently. And then this kind of breaks it down per person for efficiency, Claude, Cursor, across each different person on the team. On the code quality front, we've kind of dived a lot into code churn, so how this changes across your repositories over time. We had a massive refactor over here in February. And the main thing we want to focus on is exactly what are the files that you should be focusing on that have a lot of high churn, and what are the main ways to improve that over time, right? So here you can actually see like all the different PRs that got merged, which ones are like bug related reports, and how you can, where those are coming from essentially. So this is more on code quality, code churn, bug reports, all kind of in one place across all the different repositories you have. Then we looked a little bit more like specifically into code review itself, right? So PRs merged per author, what's your acceptance rate, and number of comments, cycle time. And again, we've seen a lot of people not just use our code review, but other tools as well. So here you can see, like percentage of comments that are addressed per tool. And this allows you to kind of see those side-by-side comparison. And then you can also look at this per engineer in your team. So the average cycle time, per number of comments addressed, acceptance rate, average per PR, etc. And one other thing you can see here is all of these things come inbuilt within Ask Ellie. So if you want to understand more about this feature, if you click on this, it will give you kind of a question that you can ask our chatbot, and this will pop up into Ask Ellie as a chat feature. And then here's a whole dashboard about deployment analytics, how this again changes over time. As you can see, we made a few big updates. So like we've been able to deploy much more regularly and frequently. Success rate, frequency, deployment health, time to resolution, and then you can also do this per repository. So we support GitHub Actions, Circle CI, and adding more as we go. Individual analytics really breaks down every individual's contribution. So this is a chart about time spent for everyone across innovation, bugs, KTLO, and features. Bug fixes per person. Again, you can really see like the trends across 2 months, 3 months, how this is really changing for your team over time. And then we also have this very detailed chart where here you can look into any individual person's contributions, right? So for example, if I click into him, it'll give me an entire dashboard that just focuses on his contributions over time, right? So it goes in and categorizes every PR into features, bugs, KTLO, bug fixes over time, time spent, impact score, code quality. So it's kind of like an individual dashboard per engineer. And finally, we also started integrating in like support tickets, right? So if you're using Pylon or Zendesk or Intercom or anything like that, what percentage of engineers are actively working on those tickets, and how are their contributions there? What's the time to resolve those issues? So yeah, so pretty much just really flushed out what analytics and insights you can get on your team, and looked at that across a lot of different types of time ranges, frames, spreading out like deployment versus review versus quality versus AI analytics. So yeah, would love to kind of show you how this works.